Remember, these are the same people who told you that Donald Trump wasn't shot the right way. It could have been a piece of glass from a prompter, which we now know is not true. He was barely injured, so just move on. Just move on. In other words, they only want to make a story of it when this man is dead, which, first circle back to what they want in the first place. I don't know if you know this. There's been an attempt on Donald Trump's life, but now they're actually really, and I'll tell you why I think this is happening.
Right now, it's apparent.
Oh, look, there you go. This guy.
Right there. Apparent Trump assassination attempt.
We need everybody from around the globe to stop what they're doing and come here now.
I think more emotional for me.
Yeah, we played that yesterday.
Okay, we played that yesterday. So I'll tell you why they're downplaying this. Why? Because Donald Trump saw a huge bump last time someone tried to take his life. Right? People they were galvanized. They coalesced around him. They don't want that to happen right now. And they feel like they have an out because, there wasn't a bullet fired yet. So what are they doing? Now they're already trying to set a narrative to downplay this because, my God, this is a very fragile ecosystem as it relates to the election, and anything that may tip things in Donald Trump's favor could be catastrophic. Good night, sweet prince. So during a press conference, the Secret Service actually gave you some of these further details on assassination attempt of 4 plots, number 2.
As former President Trump was moving through the 5th fairway across the course and out of sight of the 6th green, the agent who was visually sweeping the area of the 6th green saw the subject armed with what he perceived to be a rifle and immediately discharged his firearm. The subject, who did not have line of sight to the former president, fled the scene. He did not fire or get off any shots at our agent.
And there we go. So the media has immediately hopped on. By media, I mean the left, but I repeat myself. The phrase, line of sight. Didn't have a line of sight. Didn't have a line of sight. Here you go. Here's a collage. All references available for you. It's now in the headlines. Did not have a line of sight.
Yeah.
Apparent Trump assassination plot. We say apparent because he didn't have a line of sight.
Yeah. You know who didn't have a line of sight, too? Lee Harvey Oswald, until he did.
Sounds like a good job by the Secret Service to me.
Yes, they did a good job. Donald Trump, just because he was out of sight, he was about to be on the 6th tee box, in sight. He was about to be on the 6th fairway, if he hit a good tee shot, in sight. He was about to be on the 6th green, really close and in sight.
Yeah.
This
guy had been waiting for a long time with, from what we understand, armored plates to protect himself. Don't have all the details because they don't want to release all the details. We also still don't know how, beyond the fact that, of course, the Secret Service can't handle a sloped roof, how that man got so close. We don't have those details either. But this is now what's going, it's catching on like wildfire on social media. Here's someone with 408,000 views on an X post. And just like that, Trump's narrative gets debunked. The suspect never shot any bullets and never had a line of sight to Trump. It wasn't an assassination attempt. Time for the media to move on. Here's someone else, angry staffer with 847,000 views. No shots fired. Never had line of sight to presumptive target. At this point, calling this an attempted assassination is like calling egging someone's house an attempted omelet. Okay, allow me to disagree because the man had a rifle and was planning on killing him. A little bit different from egging someone's house. Remember, these are the same people who told you that Donald Trump wasn't shot the right way. It could have been a piece of glass from a prompter, which we now know is not true. He was barely injured, so just move on. Just move on. In other words, they only want to make a story of it when this man is dead, which, first circle back to what they want in the first place.
Hey, what would you call it if you caught some kids in bicycles in front of the house with cartons of eggs?
Call them eggers.
And they were
You'd
doing
call
like
it an
this.
attempted omelet, especially if it's in Arizona. That's a hot place.
They're doing like this. They got the egg in their hand, but they're not trying to egg your house, apparently. They're just there holding the egg in that frozen position that makes no sense whatsoever. You made a point that made me think of something. You said he'd been there a long time. I think people say that he was there for like 12 hours. I don't know if that's true. Yeah. Can we fact check that research? Because I want to make sure. Here's the other part to that. From everything that I have heard, this was an unscheduled golf round. How in the world would this guy know 12 hours in advance about this? And you can say, oh, well, he saw Donald Trump going to the golf course. Nope. 6 holes does not take 12 hours to play. 6 holes probably takes you about an hour, maybe 45 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah. How in the world did this guy know to be there at that time to do this? Now, if there's information about this, that it was a scheduled trip, then okay, fine. Then that explains it. But everything I had heard was this was not a scheduled round, that this was publicly available information.
Right. Well, these same people who are... Sorry, Josh, what's
because this guy does this every Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't planned at all.
Come on. That's my plan.
He's always hanging out.
Armored plates along the fence line.
I watch people with my scope.
The point here is that this is absolutely the byproduct of the rhetoric of accusing Donald Trump of being Hitler and a fascist, where this man said, we need to take him out because he's a threat to democracy. To be very clear. And so what they want to do now is say, this isn't an attempt to say, oh, there goes Donald Trump, drama queen. Yeah. He has to bob and weave bullets when he leaves his house. But, hey, what happened with the victim blaming? Oh, that's right. If someone dresses like a prostitute and a man thinks that they perhaps may be alluding to the idea that they're open to sexual activity, that's victim blaming. But it's not victim blaming when a man is shot to say that it's his own damn fault. Case in point, by the way, Hillary Clinton. Last night, she was on Rachel Maddow, Hillary Clinton, who, by the way, is looking more and more like Simon Birch. And she...
Uncanny.
She said this.
I don't understand why it's so difficult for the press to have a consistent narrative about how dangerous Trump is. Well, the object in this case is Donald Trump. His demagoguery, his danger to our country and the world, and stick with it. We can't go back and give this very dangerous man another chance to do harm to our country and the world.
And then, of course, they asked Donald Trump to tone down his rhetoric. Let's be really clear about what's taking place right here. The level of... it's no wonder the left always likes to use the term of narcissist and everyone is a serial abuser, because that's exactly what they are at this point. They are serial abusers.
On air.
On air.
Just said it. The media should do what I say.
Yes. And by the way, they're also at the same time trying to blame Donald Trump and Vance for... And just so you know, I'll just... sorry, I'm going to have to kind of... Spoiler. They're not real, the bomb threats. But they were blaming Vance and Donald Trump for the bomb threats that we believed at one point in Springfield.
And now to the firestorm surrounding Springfield, Ohio, which has everything to do with this campaign. A city thrust now into the political spotlight after baseless rumors and false allegations spread online about Haitian immigrants who are here legally, claiming they are eating pets in that city. We are learning of new bomb threats today. There, on Friday, a bomb scare forced 2 elementary schools to evacuate. Springfield's mayor now saying, quote, we need help, not hate. This is a reference to those unproven allegations now being amplified by Donald Trump and his running mate J.D. Vance in the race for the White House.
Now, you probably heard that, or you heard Dana Bash when she interviewed Badger J.D. Vance, blaming him for the bomb threats, right? Let's show that one. Can you show the J.D. Vance one? Let's show a really short clip because, spoiler, again, they weren't real, but go ahead.
I'm not talking about the policies. I'm not talking about the very real challenges that Springfield has. I'm talking about baseless rumors about Haitians eating dogs and cats. And that, after that was said on a debate stage, that is when these bomb threats started. And that is a fact.
So you heard bomb threat, just like you heard piece of glass from a prompter, no bullet wound on Donald Trump, just like you hear no line of sight. You don't hear the other details, right? But you probably didn't know, unless you pay attention and watch the show, and we appreciate you for tuning in. And that's why we appreciate the support from Mug Club, because we're not beholden to engagement farming. The Ohio governor said that actually all of the bomb threats, all of them, were hoaxes coming from a foreign country.
At least 33 separate bomb threats, each one of which has been responded to, and each one of whom has been found as a hoax. So 33 threats, 33 hoax. I will make that very, very clear. None of these had any validity at all. We have people, unfortunately, overseas who are taking these actions. Some of them are coming from one particular country.
All right, so there you go. And by the way, they should have been tipped off when they phoned in both a bomb threat and an order for broccoli beef. Right now, on CNN, they're saying troopers patrolling Springfield schools after 30-plus bomb threats. They're keeping the lie alive right now.
No mention of them being hoaxes and coming from overseas.
Right.
None.
Who are they thinking that it's coming from, though? I don't understand the rhetoric. I don't understand where the blame is going. Yeah, it's Trump and Vance's fault for amplifying the story.
Right.
Well, who do they think is making the bomb? Are they saying
They're
it's
saying,
the Haitians?
They want to say it's radical right-wingers. Radical right-wingers who are inspired by...
bomb-threatening schools full of white, black, and Asian kids?
Yeah.
I don't really get it. Doesn't make sense.
Well, that's their argument.
Maybe that'll get rid of the migrants.
Yeah. So here's what we actually do know, that this person, of course, was noted as a criminal, a person of interest, a rap sheet, a mile long. This is someone who was radicalized because they were absorbing nonstop the rhetoric of Donald Trump. I mean, just to give you an idea, this is just recently. Let's just use this article, a recent article. There's so many of them. This is from The New Republic, okay? This magazine covered directly linking Trump to Hitler.
Well, I mean,
it says, today we at the New Republic think we can spend this election year in one of two ways. We can spend it debating whether Trump meets the 9 or 17 points that define fascism, or we can spend it saying he's damn close enough and we'd better fight. Let me ask you this. Would it not be the moral thing to do to kill Hitler? What if he met 9 or 17 of the points that define a fascist? When you tell someone that this man is a genocidal maniac who's going to destroy democracy, those who are slightly unstable, of course, are more likely to commit violence. It's the moral quandary of would you kill baby Hitler is only a quandary because Hitler's a baby. No one says, would you kill adult Hitler if you could? Because the answer is yes! Every single time, yes! Adult Hitler. Every single day, twice on Sunday. And you know how I know the left is more unhinged than the right as far as their violent nature? We're going to go to our guest in a second. We just covered it on this show. You have science that makes it clear as to where life begins, and you have science that makes it clear as to where a baby is viable outside of the womb, and you have people killing said babies to the tune of tens of thousands a year. And you have Christian fundamentalist right-wing extremists out there who believe that that is the termination of a life, and they are still not trying to kill people in record numbers. Conservatives are a lot nicer. Some may argue too nice. That's not a call to violence, to be very clear. When the left is calling to violence based on a myth, Donald Trump, Hitler, and the right isn't acting on violence based on the truth, that babies are dying to the tune of tens of thousands a year, that's how you know you have two different worldviews. That's how you know that, hey, left, hey, today's left, maybe you're the bad guys. Hey, if you like this video, we're probably like-minded and you may enjoy some more content. You could click that video, watch another one, or tune in weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. Because we're the same. You and me. We're kindred spirits.